And guess who was more important during that time? The machine or the person? The machine. Because they figured, oh, but we can get another person, but that machine costs a lot of money. So if that breaks, that's not good. So during that time, the good example of that is, has everybody seen the I Love Lucy episode when she's working in a chocolate factory? Well, I mean, it's a chocolate factory. It's supposed to be fun. But no, Lucy and Ethel found out otherwise. So they're there working in the conveyor belt, and this big woman comes in and says, if one of those pieces of chocolate gets to the other side unwrapped, you're fired. Like Lucy and Ethel are like, what? Oh, shoot. So they're taking the chocolate's coming down the conveyor belt, and it's coming faster and faster. They're trying to eat it. They're putting it in their hat. They're stuffing it down their bra. And then the manager walks in and says, oh, you're doing pretty good. Speed her up a little bit. So what happens? Doesn't it happen? We're all hiding our mistake because we're all trying to be perfect. So that's what happens. That's what happened in the industrial age. And that whole attitude made its way into the 20th century and into the office. And so you started having this hierarchy of supervisors and managers and directors. Everybody's doing, what are you doing? What are you working on? What are you doing? What are you working on? So that kind of attitude. And when that happened, the whole management style changed. Because of that, people are now valued. Lucy, you're valued now. Your ideas are what's important. That's what drives the economy now. And Google, everybody wants to work at Google. It's not because they have volleyball courts and they're treated and they get paid well and all that. Well, that helps. But it's because they respect their people and they treat them with kindness. Now, not everybody got the memo. You notice that? There's a lot of hostility. People don't know that people should be valued. That's too bad. Okay, so where's the first place we learn compassionate leadership? Well, hopefully your family. Now, some of you might be thinking, not my family. But think of an ideal family. Maybe you have one, maybe you've seen one on television. Well, I would like to read a little bit, like I said. This is from the chapter Lessons Learned in the Family. It says, ideally, the family we are born into is a group of people who support and encourage each other in the most compassionate way possible. In this best-case scenario, the family is everyone's first exposure to teamwork. Parents are naturally the leaders, but they teach their children through trial and error how each member of the family should support each other. Each member can rely on the other members for guidance and protection from a sometimes cruel and stressful world. So that's really what we should be bringing into the work, that kind of attitude of family. You're watching out for those people. Here's a really important lesson. Alma Robinson, who is one of the women I interviewed for the book, is the executive director of California Lawyers for the Arts. And she says about her childhood, once in a while, I get to be the leader in the family. For example, when we went on vacation, I was the one who would unfold the map, find directions, and give instructions to the driver. I remember feeling good that my parents could rely on me to find our way in unfamiliar places. What this taught me about leadership was that you don't always have to be the one in charge who knows all the answers. You can give others the tools and delegate some of the responsibilities to them. Let them sort out the problems, apply the resources, and come up with solutions. Then you have the foundation of a team rather than a hierarchy. So that, again, that kind of sense of family and what we can learn from our family. And on the other side of that, how many of you here are parents? Not that many, really.
They're lying.
They're lying? Okay. So as a parent, you can't fire your kids, can you? You want to sometimes, I know it. But because you can't, you really want them to do the best they can. Again, taking that attitude to work with your staff really will help. Another place you learn compassionate leadership is through volunteering. Lucy would tell you, right? And Lucy would tell you you have to be extremely charismatic and diplomatic to get people to do what they really sometimes don't always want to do. But you all come together as a mission. So you may wonder, where can I learn this compassionate leadership style? Is there some kind of story you can tell me, Pat, that, well, I think of this story, I'll know what to do? Yeah, it's called The Wizard of Oz. Now, we all know The Wizard of Oz. I'm thinking, yeah, there's that theme of there's no place like home. But there's also, it's a great story about compassionate leadership. Because if you think about it, all through the movie, I mean, who read the book? We all saw the movie with Judy Garland, come on. It's a great movie. I love that movie. But if you think about it, Dorothy always knew what to do. She always was acting out of compassion. So let's set the scene. Let's pretend we're all Dorothy here, okay? We're all Dorothy, we're innocent with our pigtails and everything. And the land over the rainbow is a new company, a new corporation we're going to work with. And yeah, the Munchkins, when they see you, they're thinking, is she a good witch or a bad witch? They're thinking a different name, though. They're not thinking witch. And when the wizard bestows medals of courage and compassion and wisdom on the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man, it reminds us that we, too, have all those qualities inside of us. As people and leaders, we have the courage and the compassion and wisdom. And those red ruby slippers, that's our power. Remember when she was trying to get home and she couldn't? And it was Glinda, her mentor, her true mentor. You know those mentors who just kind of pops in and out of your life. You could have gone home anytime. You had the power in your red ruby slippers. It's like, I'd be like, you could have told me that at the beginning of the movie, damn it. How'd I go through that? But a good mentor is there to help us learn that we have the power within us to go on a journey in life. So I want you to think now, whenever you're in a predicament with your staff, I want you to click your heels and think, what would Dorothy do? And read my book. Thank you very much.